Hey folks, today I'm going to be doing some maintenance on my 2015 Street Glide Special. I'll be replacing the fuel filter. Now Harley says to replace the fuel filter every 100,000 miles, which seems a little too long to me. This bike has over 60,000 miles on it, so I'm interested to see what that fuel filter looks like. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, as you can see, I've taken off the seat. I've also taken off the saddlebag so I can get to the side panel where the main fuse is. We'll pull that here in a few minutes. But first, I need to purge the fuel system. That just means I'm relieving the pressure so we don't have gasoline going all over the place. So in order to do that, first you need to figure out where the fuel pump connection is. And you can trace this wire down. And in this case, it being a 15 Street Glide, it is my gray wire. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect that. Just want to give you a closer look. This is where I unplugged it. Okay, now I'm going to turn on the bike. Get her started. And she died. That's purged the system. There are two bolts holding on the tank console. Up front here you have a 5/32 Allen. And then you have a 3/8 bolt. Next you want to take off the fuel cap. And this should release the console. You might have to wiggle it just a little bit. And there's some hose management or cable management underneath. So yeah, there's like a little, I don't know how well you can see that. This bends. I'm not going to remove this here. I'm just going to leave it. You can do whatever you want, but I'm just going to leave it and set it over to the side here. That is your overflow valve, and then you got a fuel vapor valve here. All right, next you want to pull off your side panel and pull out that main fuse. So as you can see, I've got the tank well protected, so you don't have to worry about scratching the paint. Next I got to take off the fuel vapor tubing, and this is the other end of that connection for your fuel pump. So just go ahead and just kind of pry this off. And just pull that to the side. There's a little tab here. Just push that back. Move that out of the way. So now you'll notice this cam ring and how it's latched to the metal here as part of the tank. So this needs to shift counterclockwise. Now you can use a flathead screwdriver, some kind of punch, and a soft mallet to twist that counterclockwise. Or Harley has a tool, but there's another tool I want to show you. Here is the cam ring tool I was talking about. I actually got this from watching a video, Steve from Sick Baggers, and it seemed to work pretty well for him, so we're going to give it a shot. Right. As you can see, there's teeth there. Just move this out of the way a little bit. Then counterclockwise. And yes, this is going to be a little tight. Oh, there it is. And move that cam ring out of the way. Now you should be able to pull this up, wiggle it a little bit. And I actually have an extra towel here because you're definitely going to need it. Also, there is a little gasket there. It actually fell off that we'll be replacing. There's a little clip there holding that, I should say, support clip holding that U-clip in. There it is. Whew, that's a mean son of a bitch. Your ring's in there, your O-ring. Take that out. Let's check out that fuel filter. Look at how black that is. That is pretty bad. Here's the new one. Look at that. What a difference. What a difference. There's no particular way this goes in. Just pop it in there. Make sure it's seated. I'm going to put the part number for the fuel filter and the O-ring, and they come together. And O-ring goes on here like so. And there's a little notch here. And you'll see a notch right here. You just got to line things up. Remember, you got gas. Okay. Then I'm going to put this in there. Line up that notch. You're going to have to wiggle this piece here because it has the O-ring on it. It's got to get it at that right level. So you can just push this in evenly on both sides. And I can already tell I need to push down a little bit more so it gets past that clip, which it is now. So you can see. Now here's the new seal that goes underneath there's these grooves. So just wrap it around here. Got to find the groove. Once you find the groove, you got to slide it in there. You got to slide this at a certain angle. There we go. Put your cam ring back on. It will slide back into place. And make sure you go clockwise. There it is. Gets right in that notch. Go ahead and plug in the fuel pump. Then you have the fuel vapor tubing. Time to put the tank console back on. There's your overflow valve. And then I'm going to put the fuel pump wiring back in there. And again, this is also an opportunity to clean. Now I'm going to put my 5/32 Allen back in. Now for the 3/8 bolt. Put the fuel cap back on. All right, now I got to put the main fuse back in. And put the paneling back on. One last important thing, make sure you plug in that gray connector to your fuel pump. All right, folks, that's it for this install. Pretty easy install. You can take the filter housing out of the bike if you want to. I just chose to do it while it was still intact. It was just easier, less to have to disconnect and so forth. I did take the bike out, and the throttle response, night and day difference. Definitely recommend changing it more often. I would probably go as far as saying after 30,000 miles, or at least check it. It's really not hard to do, but I think at 30,000 miles, especially with the long miles and long distance that I do every year, you know, you're stopping at different gas stations, and you hope you don't get bad gas, but sometimes it happens. But I appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and always rip the ride. See ya.